Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Snape here, and today we are going to be doing a weapons tier list video. I've got Fake Jordan with myself again. Say hello, Jordan.
How's it going?
So today we are going to be doing the weapons. We did, funny enough, the best legends last week, and it did really well. So I said to Jordan, do you fancy doing weapons? And he thankfully said yes.
Very excited.
So we're going to jump straight into it. I don't know whether we should just straight away put two guns that I definitely feel like I know deserve to be an S.
Well then, I might argue with you, but go for it.
I don't think you're not going to argue with the Kraber and Wingman belonging in S straight away.
I am going to argue one of them.
Oh, you're going to argue? I bet you're going to argue the Wingman.
Nope.
The Kraber?
Yeah. So I think in a good player's hands, 100% S. But in a bad player's hands, it's far too punishing. Like, not in like it should be easy to use, but I think in someone that can't hit shots, it's just useless. It's got a long reload time. It's got limited ammo. If you are hitting shots, it does mad things. But like, especially in like some of the faster moving legends and like close pushes, I think a lower skill player could really look like shit with it.
Interesting, but then that could be the same argument with the Wingman, because the Wingman, if you can't hit shots, then it's fucking pointless.
But you can pump out nine attempts.
True.
With little to no like space in between, and the reload time's quick as well.
True.
Like
but the only thing I just feel like, because the Kraber is literally one shot, one kill, essentially. You can kill someone in one shot. Yes, yeah. And even if it's by fluke or skill, it's ridiculous.
But it doesn't actually do that much more damage than something like a Charged Sentinel. And a Charged Sentinel's much more accessible, a lot more ammo. You can put any scope on it you like. So, like a controller player, for example, they don't get aim assist on an 8 to 10 on the Kraber. But like, you stick a 3 times on the Sentinel, charge that up, you're doing the same damage, and you've got the aim assist as well. And you can get like 9 shots in a mag. Or however many, 7, 8, however many it is with a purple or gold.
Yeah.
Kraber's limited to 4. It's got a long reload time.
We're going to agree to disagree here.
Yeah, I'm down.
No, I just feel like I can't take the Kraber out of S. I just think there's any way that gun cannot be an S.
Yeah, I think it's game breaking for a mid to high skill player, but I do think it's one of the guns that if you're bad with it, it's literally 0 point picking it up. Like you can, even if you're like you've got bad aim, you pick up like a Havoc. You spray at someone, you're going to hit something. But the Kraber, you can just like... I've had missed shots and people have just swung into my face and there's nothing I can do.
Well then, we'll have to let the comments decide.
That's fine.
I'm gonna leave it there an S. I'm gonna leave it there because I just... What would you put it at then? 8?
I'd go 8, yeah. 8 because it's got that little bit of like... difficulty, a slight amount of skill to be consistent with it.
Yeah. So should we get the Wingman up here as well then?
Oh yeah, Wingman straight.
I think we are both agree on that one at least. So we're both happy with that, because I mean that gun is just so fucking good. As soon as you push someone that has a Wingman, it's game over. Like there's no point even trying. It's so overpowered.
Yeah, and even like they've taken Digi off it and they've taken Boosted Loader off it, it's still just so broken.
It needs even less ammo, I feel like. I think Hal made the point, he said like 60 bullets is still fucking loads. Yeah, like, it needs almost 30. Like, because if you're going to leave it that strong, it almost needs to be like 30 bullets. So you only get to use it a little bit, and then you have to dip out of it.
Yeah, and I think the problem is when it went into care package, it jumped to 50 damage per body shot. So at 45, it would 5 shot a purple. Yeah. Whereas the care package version hits for 50. That's a 4 shot at a purple shield, which is insane.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least we've agreed on that one. Let's move forward then. We're going to just go from the top now, I think, because anything else we'll just discuss and we'll go through. Next up is the Havoc. Now, the Havoc is absolutely disgusting this season, but if we're going on about what we were saying earlier about skill and things like that, obviously some of the best players can shoot that thing at range and close range. I can't hit shit with it at range.
I do genuinely think it's one of the harder guns to use at range, but I'm at the point now where I'm dropping volts for it. Especially if I've got a turbocharger. There's nothing I'd rather have in my hand to close range. It shreds.
Yes, it does. It does.
I do think it's better with the turbocharger because I think, like I said, going to like a high skill player knows how to pre-charge and play cover to play around that. Whereas if you're not, that little charge up time can really mess you up. But it's definitely top tier. But I don't know the range side of things.
The skill to use, I think, is the word that will come into this. Like I feel like it does take a lot of skill to be good with a Havoc.
I do think it's better on MK, like range, because I can get around, and like it doesn't move. Whereas on controller, I really have to like. I
struggle with I do struggle with the recoil. But like we said earlier, like say with a turbocharger, it's fucking game breaking. It's so easy to fucking kill
disgusting.
someone. I think we could A.
Yeah, I'll be down for A.
Yeah, because I just feel like only because as well, like we said, if you don't have the hop up, then it obviously takes a lot more skill. So let's move into the Alternator. So Alternator, I've really enjoyed this season. Now, if we were talking just in general without the disruptors, it is a pretty good standard gun to get off a drop. Recoil's very easy to handle. Like you feel like the hip fire on it's pretty dirty. But then if we then put the disruptors into the mix as well, obviously you've got a gun that will absolutely melts them, innit?
I do think, like you said, it does start to fall off a bit if you don't have disruptors in the late game.
Yes.
The slow rate of fire, while it is like against something like a Volt or an R9, it does feel a little bit more lackluster. It also makes it so much easier to use, especially on something like M&K. Tracking with an Alternator is so much easier than it is on most other SMGs. Yeah. So for ease of use, it's definitely up there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it's a very easy gun to use. You can't really say it takes skill to use an Alternator. It doesn't.
No.
It obviously it doesn't have any range, which could be put into the factor. But at the end of the day, it's like an SMG, so you expect that anyway.
Yeah. To be fair, it's definitely one of them guns where I'm looking to have something like
it's your close to mid range gun, isn't it? At the end of the day. I feel like I'm looking at A.
I was looking at B simply because if I can't get anything more than like a blue mag and a disruptor, I'm dropping it by ring 3. Because once you get to sort of purple shields and red shields, it just doesn't do it for me anymore without the disruptor.
Yeah.
I think that's
I suppose if it was built-in disruptors, it would definitely be up there.
Yeah, otherwise, its viability goes down.
If we were just said, and I find that disruptors are not the easiest thing to come by anyway.
No, not at all.
But then, if we then put obviously back to the point of the Havoc still melts even without the turbochargers. So that's more of the reasoning why that stays up there and that comes down. Okay, I think that's fair. I like that. I like that. Next up, we got the Flatline. I don't use the Flatline as much this season, but it is still really good. And I know a lot of people that learnt the recoil patterns and absolutely destroy with it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
It's probably outside of like the burst weapons, my favourite AR for any kind of mid to long range, especially for something like the 3 times on it. Again, I do find it very easy to control both on M&K and controller.
I
think the amount of damage it does compared to like something like the R3 just holds it above the rest. People say it's harder to use, but like if you put the time into learn it, it's not a difficult gun to use at all.
No, that's it. It is learning the recoil pattern essentially. Yeah. I think because when people look at like the R301, the recoil pattern is very easy. Yeah, it's piss easy to learn. Whereas the Flatline, you actually do need to put a little bit of time and effort into it.
Yeah, and not having the barrel stab on it takes it away.
Skill to use is obviously a little bit higher than something like a 301. Definitely, like you can use that gun at close, mid, and range as well.
Oh yeah, it's got a nice hip fire.
Yeah. For that reasoning, I'm looking maybe towards B. Don't feel like... Depends how brutal we're being here.
I think potentially I'd go A personally, because although it doesn't excel as much as like something like the Flatline does, the Havoc does at A, at close range, I think it counters that by being much better at long range, much easier to use. So while it's not as good at close range, it does beat the Havoc out at longer range.
My thought is just the skill to use it. And for example, like if we were to say, put in the comparison, Hemlock and Flatline, I'm picking Hemlock because Hemlock is disgusting this season.
Oh yeah, burst disgusting.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna. I know for a fact later on, I'm not gonna put Hemlock in S tier. In my personal thing, I think straight away that would be an A. So that's why I feel like I'd be putting the Flatline too high.
Yeah, potentially.
That's my kind of thoughts.
See, I don't think it's fair putting the Alternator and the Flatline in the same tier. Because if I get a Flatline, I'm happy to take that from start to finish, no matter what attachments I get. I've never got a point where I'm desperately looking to drop it.
True, but then I think you then got to just remember, obviously, they say the Disruptors in the mix. If the Disruptors didn't exist, then there would be no way it would be in B. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
I think that's what saves it.
I do think it's definitely... This is hard.
It's harder than Legends, 100%.
Yeah, looking at the Flatline and going, yeah, it's on the same tier as the Alternator. There's never... I can't think of a time where I'd... Unless I've got Disruptors, which is very hit or miss as whether I actually get them. I don't think there's a time where I'd rather have the Alternator over something like a Flatline.
Are you thinking then we move
the Alternator down to C? Just because, like, again, I think with Disruptors, it goes up to like a B or an A. But without it, it's so lackluster later on. I think, putting the Flatline in, put that into perspective a bit. Especially when you said about the Hemlock as well.
I just feel like, maybe we were bunching too much at the top.
Yeah.
And that was going to obviously bite us in the arse a little bit later.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to move about a bit the more we put other guns on there. It's probably going to look completely different in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Eva. Now, even though they buffed the Eva, it has made it better. I still, in some ways, prefer a PK.
I don't like shotguns at all. I'm getting it out there. Now, I think shotguns do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I watched his Watson video the other day, which explained why you never see pros using them. And the range on there, so like it's so easy to get out of that kind of 8 to 10 meter range that most shotguns hold.
Yeah.
You can backpedal that, slide, jump, pull away from that, and be putting a lot of damage in with something like an SMG. While I have to try and recover, change weapon, push into you. I think catching someone by surprise and taking buildings, they're really good, but they do fall off a bit, which is again why you don't ever see pros use them.
They do. I rarely use them.
And I think like with the Eva, I've either had squad wipes, or I'm just being ripped apart. There's no in between.
Yeah. 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 I think as they definitely made it better, but it's not. It's still a care package weapon I'd leave behind.
It doesn't feel like a care package weapon at all.
No.
It just feels like a good shot. Whereas everything else that comes from the care package, it can be like classed as busted. I'd never say that about the Eagle.
Oh, this is difficult. I don't know where that belongs then.
I wouldn't take it over any of the other care package weapons.
No.
And I don't think I'd drop any of the other shotguns for it, including the Mozam. And like things like the Mozam, the Peacekeeper, and the Mastiff are so easy to find. I think it sits quite far down.
Oh gosh. Oh god, that's fucking. We look at a D.
Yeah, I was looking C or D. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll. Oh, man, that's crazy to say.
It does a lot of damage. Generally, it's like it's not a bad gun, but just the limited shotguns already have with like range and stuff. Coupled with the fact that it's a Mastiff, it's at any rate is
I think it's Oh god, this is savage.
Yeah, this is not horrible. Where I thought this was going to go at all.
This is going to be a horrible video. I'm so sorry, everyone. Next up, we're going with the charge rifle. Then, I hate a chargy this season. In general, I don't.
I've always hated it.
It's like the only time it's good is off a drop, and you're just randomly shooting, and you might hit someone with they've got the white armor, and you get a heady, and then they get knocked.
Yeah,
that's the only time I'm ever like picking it up.
Yeah. I will say I do play with some really good M&K players who are disgusting with it.
Oh, Panda
being one of them.
I saw him tweet about that the other day that he uses it. And
he hits like when they're flying off the tower and stuff. He's got the charge time down so well, it's insane. But I think that's really rare.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just not.
It's my least favorite sniper.
It's shocking, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't rate it very highly personally.
Don't know whether we need to be brutal with it.
Yeah, I'm
set the barrier and put it in F. My eyes.
Yeah.
I know some people might be good with it, but I just feel like it's just so shocking, and we need to spread this out a little bit.
I think it's got the limitations as well as like with every other sniper, you can stick a 1x on it and do well with it. Whereas realistically, unless like you said, unless it's off drop, unless you've got like a 6 to 8 or an 8 to 10 on the charge,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. And
the
then it's so easy to reset if you knock someone with a sniper from miles away. They're fully healed by the time you get to them.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking like when you'll come off a drop, and for example, you've got 2 guns, and then you have to swap to the charger. Like if it was like a Senti or a longbow, you'd be able to like keep no scoping. With a charge rifle, it's fucking horrible to try and kill someone hip fire. Like it's just disgusting. Like when you play gun run, you're stuck on the charge rifle for so long. You're just stuck there because you just physically can't kill anyone.
They actually gun run, didn't they? And put the crate room.
Have they? I didn't even realise that. Yeah, see, that shows it.
Yeah.
Okay, right, yeah, we've been brutal. Sorry, Panda. Next up, we're going to go for the bow check. I really like the bow check.
It's so easy to use. It's insane.
I just fucking love it. It's so much fun. Like, it's just so much fun just pinging arrows at people.
Yeah. And it's good close range as well. Its hip fire can be nuts if like they rush at you.
Yeah, it's definitely a very fun gun to use, and it's just good for like draining people's heals as well. Like you just continuously pop in 60s or more into them.
Yeah,
I feel like
it comes with 3 times.
Yeah, and built in 3 times. I think in my head I'm looking at B.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I could take B to be fair. I've only started picking it up recently because like you just look at it and just it's a bow.
Yeah. It's got to be if you're in the right position. If we're moving into zone and I see a bow check there, I'm not going to pick it up because I need, I need something a little bit close, something that will obviously help me knock someone, especially if you're in a shitty situation. But if you're holding position, it's fucking lovely. It's just great to have.
Yeah, I do agree.
But I just feel like I feel like B suits it.
It's definitely not like a wingman level.
No.
And again, I think the problem with it can be like compared to something like the Havoc and stuff. Although its hip fire is very good for what you think it's going to be, I don't want to be stuck in a 1v3 situation up close with it in my hands personally.
No. I agree with that. All right, cool. Let's go the car next. Now I've used the car a little bit this season, but I just feel like the Volt every time I'm always picking that over it.
I've never liked the car, and I don't know why. Like I'm a massive R9 nerd. It's one of my favorite guns.
Yeah.
And there's never been a time where I wanted to pick the car up over it. And then when the R9 got nerfed, I just moved on to the Volt.
Yeah.
It's never even been considered for me.
It's been like a few. Like I used to really like using the car just purely on the basis as well the fact I had the ammos options.
Yep.
Which is the only good perk about it.
Yeah.
And at the moment, like there will be times where I just feel like there's just almost sometimes not enough bullets in the mag.
Yep.
That's almost what I feel like because I always feel like I start shooting someone and then I'm out of bullets very quickly.
Yeah.
And it just feels like I don't do very much like I used to be able to do. It just feel like like the R9 and the car, they've just tried to like make them more equal, and they've both just fallen off.
Yeah, and I think the R9 probably for me is more, but just because the amount I've used it, I know it better. Whereas like I've just never taken the car.
No, it's got a slightly quicker fire rate. I'm pretty sure the R9.
Yeah.
So I feel like potentially I'm looking at D or E.
I'd be down for D. I think E's unfair, just because although there are much better options in the SMG thing, I don't think it's a bad gun up close.
No, I think especially with the versatility of ammo,
attachments and ammo.
Yeah, I think D's better. Yeah. I think D suits it.
I think the fact it doesn't take a laser can hit it as well.
Yeah. Right, next in we got the Hemlock. So we already have. Well, I already said pretty much where I'm probably going to put it.
I'd go A.
I think A. I think it's so good. The burst is just he's burst meta this season. Let's face
100%.
it. He's so strong. I just love it. I do love a Hemi. I do.
Yeah, it's so good. And like I have a few situations like recently where like I've got an SMG in my hands. I've had to swap to it and hip fire, and it's so accurate.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, cool. Right, well that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Devotion next. So Devotion is. I find it slightly more difficult to use.
It's a real pain in
the
the
Havoc. I don't like it as much as the Havoc, but I have once again also seen people using it. I watched like Genji did a compilation on Twitter of him using a Devotion, and it was fucking disgusting. And that's a controller player, but obviously a Pred level controller player, so you expect that anyway. But it was nutty. But I don't get on with it.
I don't like it very much.
I've tried.
Again, I think it's easier on M&K because recoil control's easier. I think the charge up time hits it again.
Yeah. I think like you pick up like the gold one in the care package, and I think to myself, yeah, this will go down well. And I can't fire with it very well at range.
Nope.
The only time it's helpful is just to say if someone's bursting through a doorway and I can just spray at the doorway.
Yeah.
That's
but
pretty much it.
Its
in
reload
my eyes.
time is nuts.
And that is, yeah.
So like it's got a good close range potential, but like in a 1v3, take something like the Vault, I can reload that in a second. It feels like they've made a cup of tea by the time I put the fucking mag back in.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be a while. Okay, so then we got a hard decision. Where do we think it belongs?
If I land on an off drop, I'm not upset. I don't want to take it any further than that. Ever.
I feel if I get it in a care package, I'm more tempted.
I don't take it.
No, I do if the opportunity arises, but that's obviously saying care package, which is not it's just a gold gun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I can't put that into principle really. I'm talking about just the devotion.
Yeah.
I personally am looking at C.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad with C. Like I said, it's definitely got the ability to be very good, but I think you have to work much harder than you would with any other gun, which brings it down.
Yeah, it's difficult. It is a difficult gun.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the G7. Now, I used the G7 the other day, and I think it gets slept on quite a bit.
Yep.
It does a lot of damage.
I played a game yesterday with Panda, and like even at close range, I had 3 times on it. It was nuts. It doesn't miss.
Yeah. No, it's really easy to use. Really easy.
Huge mag.
I think at the end of the day, people sleep on it just because obviously at the moment it is very much Nemesis, and then obviously before that, obviously 30-30 was very much a meta. So I feel like it's just been forgotten about. But
yeah,
and also 301's come back in as well.
Yeah,
which is another reason why. But you say you're so much more accurate, and like you say, mag size is good, and you can do so much more damage with it. You're like,
yeah.
If you're looking for a high damage game, like in some ways you almost want to take that because you will get
such good poke.
Such good poke. I mean, don't get me wrong, the iron sight and shit on that, I hate that, but
yeah, I don't really like the iron sight on any gun ever anymore though. Like very rare.
Very rare. I'm looking maybe B.
I'd put it up there with the bow check personally.
Yeah, I'm thinking just because I mentioned about how pokey the bow check is, I feel like that's what the G7 can bring.
Yeah, it does it so well.
Yeah. They've obviously messed up here. They put the Havoc twice, so we're going to ignore that.
Yeah, it's so good they've done it twice.
They've done it twice, yeah. Next up, we're going to go for the 30-30. What's your thoughts on the 30-30?
The nerf has done nothing.
No, it's still really good. I really like it still.
The only thing that's stopped it being picked up all the time is the fact that the Hemlock's busted and people are starting to have realised.
Yeah. They're going over to that rather.
But if I'm going, I want to pull a 4k damage game, I'm like, a 30-30 would be ideal. 2 to 4 on it. Skull piercer, it's just on farming damage.
If I ever see a skull piercer, I am looking for the 30-30.
Yeah, 100%.
And even without it, it still does the damage you need. Like, say 2 to 4 off a drop, 30-30, you're picking that up and you're going, I'm going to poke this team that we've contested with. Easy damage.
Yeah, like even if you don't let it charge all the way up, it's still, what is it, 39? Or something it hits for?
Yeah.
It fires very quickly.
And reload time's very quick as well.
Yep, and if you let it charge up, and like you hit like a headshot here or there, it does mad DPS.
Yeah, really good. I feel like I put it on the same level as the G7.
I think the 30-30 probably does like more damage. I just think the G7 is easier to use. Yeah,
I think that's probably what. Yeah, that point levels it out almost.
Yeah.
One's easier to use, but one does more damage. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, right. Next up, we're gonna go with the L-Star. I like the L-Star a lot, to be honest with you.
It was it was the gun that made me make my first ever YouTube video.
Yeah.
Because it was so good, it's disgusting. I think it's fallen off a bit, in the sense that I think other guns have caught up.
Yes.
I'm still never mad to have it. It could be used at range, or a reasonable range. I'm not trying to take on like a sniper with it, but.
I think the ability, the fact that you don't have to reload it if you can time the cooldown as well,
get that down,
which is really good. Like you get a gold mag on that, and it feels like you're just never reloading.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking good for those situations where you're holding down a building and you're just having to keep firing and keep firing. And it's lovely, to be honest.
And like put a 1 times on it as well. I think it shreds almost like an SMG roll as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's maybe not as good as something like the Havoc. And I can't really pinpoint
No.
what it is about the L-Star that doesn't feel as nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was like I
I
said,
think,
like that season where I was really in love with it, it just felt like the most broken thing in the world, and it just doesn't feel that anymore.
yeah, well, when they changed the bullet sizes, that definitely
Oh
made a
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
Yeah, because that was why it was so good at range. I remember everyone having 2 to 4s 3 times and just using the L
Because
Star.
the gun got big, the bullets get bigger as they fire, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone was just shooting at range. So they changed that, which is why at range it's a little bit less useful
Yeah.
now. It is more like you're close to mid range gun again now.
Yeah.
I think it would be fair to put it in B.
I was looking at B again. Yeah, that feels
Yeah,
like a
I
B's
think
kind of a
it's
land of like solid, good guns, but nothing like excels.
yeah. Oh, I think that's fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go for the longbow next. So the longbow, it just you just don't use it.
No.
I don't. It's not a bad gun, but nobody uses it.
Like you said earlier, if I get a skull piercer, I don't sit there and go, "I want a longbow." I go, "I want a 30-30."
No, yeah, it never crosses my mind.
No.
I just feel like if you're picking the choice out of the Senti or the longbow, you're always picking a Senti.
Yeah, 100%.
It just feels so much nicer, doesn't it? It
The
feels
longbow's clunky.
Yeah, that's probably the best way of putting it. It just feels heavy and meh.
Bulky gun.
Hmm. But I don't know whether I'd put it on the same level as a longbow. Sorry,
No.
a charge rifle.
No, it's not that bad.
Just because
I've definitely like I said, off drop before. On an iron sight, it's not disgustingly bad to use.
no,
I'm not angry about that. Like, it's not like I've got a charge rifle and I'm actively sad about that.
yeah,
I just don't see a time where I pick it up over like most other guns.
no. I feel like it belongs in E.
Yeah,
I do feel like that's an E gun. That is right there.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, we're gonna go into the Mastiff next. So obviously we've already spoken about shotguns.
Sorry about spoilers.
Yeah, I feel like it. I still feel like I prefer the Mastiff over the Eva.
Yep.
But it's still not much better.
Its range fall off is atrocious. It spreads out because it spreads rather than like the PK's got that star shaped bullet spread.
Yeah.
Eva the Mastiff fires in a flat line. So if you're shooting out anything over, like I said, 8 centimeters, you're hitting one pellet and it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
But at close, it's very easy to hit big damage because of it. So I take it over the Eva, but it's not a gun I want really.
I think C.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I think we could pop that in there. It'll look alright.
Yeah.
Next up though, we go Mosey.
I think it's slept on, man.
It's very good, yeah. It's very good with those hammer points. Like that's the thing you see. A lot of people sleep on the hammer points. And to be fair, off a drop, you're hitting 45s into people.
Yeah, it goes for range as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a guy on the top of I can't remember what the thing's called, but on Storm Point, just above like Echo and Devastated Coast, there's that POI that's got like the pier up in the sky.
Okay, yeah.
And the man was just beaming me off it, like literally 45, and he was like 60 meters away from me.
Yeah, the fire rate's good on it as well.
Yeah,
not like the other ones where you've got to wait.
I've got to make a slight confession here as well. I've just hit 1,000 hours on Apex on PC.
Yeah.
And about 3 weeks ago, I learned that you could hold it down and fire it like fully auto.
To be fair, I didn't know that either.
Which was a game changer, because up until that point, didn't like it at all.
yeah, it is to say you just hold it and go crazy with it.
Yeah, and it's reloads quick.
It does reload quick. I don't know.
I'd rather have it than an Eva. I can't lie. I'd actually almost rather have it than the Mastiff, if I'm being honest.
I'm wondering whether Mosey could belong in B.
Yeah, and I think people are gonna be upset, but like seriously, give it a go.
Just the hammer points make that big difference. That's what makes it over Mastiff in my eyes.
It does. It does wingman damage.
It is filthy. Okay, next up we're going Nemesis. So, funny enough, obviously, we said earlier, I said about burst meta. So, Nemesis is actually disgusting, especially when it's fully charged up. It melts.
Yeah.
Melts more than any other gun really, almost.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it almost feels like a like a turbocharged up Havoc.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Where it fires that fast.
I think at fully, like statistically, at fully charged, I think it's got the highest DPS of any gun in the game.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I had a season or two where I was just really bad with it, and I don't know if it was getting used to that charge up that threw me off.
I think I'd struggled to start with, and then you start to learn that little burst, and then it starts getting easier and easier. I think some people, like say, maybe skill to use, don't give it as much of a chance, like a Hemlock does. Yeah. The Hemlock is easy to use.
It's just so different from any other gun. Like a Hemlock just feels like if you put the Flatline in burst, it's a similar kind of way.
Yeah.
Whereas the Nemesis was almost like learning a completely new style of gun.
Mm-hmm.
But it shreds.
It does
close range, long range, hip fire. The thing's nasty.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm torn between A and S. I can't lie.
I would probably go S.
I think it is S. I really
think
do.
It's the strongest long range non-care package gun by a considerable amount.
I think it's the only thing that realistically deserves to be up there with those care package weapons.
Yeah.
Just because of how strong it is.
It's got an M&K, it's got a controller.
It just fucking melts, bro.
Yeah.
Just melts. Okay, right. P2020.
also slept on. I'm getting it out there.
I mean, with the hammers.
Off of drop, I squad wiped with it the other day with one of my friends.
Yeah, to be fair, I love it off a drop. I can't lie. Just trigger finger.
Yeah, it's got a large ammo count. It's easy to use. It does decent damage as well. To be fair, for a little pistol. It's not something I'm taking to end game. Very much like the Alternator.
That's what
it does
I was
just
thinking.
feel like a worse version of the Alternator. To be fair.
It's really fun to use now and then. You know, you feel like James Bond. You're having a great time with it, but you're not taking it any later because it's just not going to be useful. I would pick, like, if I had hammer points, you would take the Mosey over the P20.
Yeah, like Ashton, Simply Ashton's got that video where he went for the 4K20 with it.
Yeah.
And you could just hear the sadness in his voice by the end of the video.
Exactly. It's just, no.
Although I have heard, going for the last two guns, the potential idea of, if you're talking about leaks, the Mosey and the P20 going akimbo next season.
That would be nutty.
Which really could make them like viable choices, especially the P2020.
That would be so
I'm
sexy.
John Wick out here.
Remind me back in the days of Halo 3, mate. Yeah, man, having double plasma pistols.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I think we put it below I think we put it below the Alternator.
It's just like a baby Alternator, isn't
it? Next up we've got PK. I think PK, if I straight away was to say so, I say B.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think it's better than a Mastiff. I think it's with Mosey having hammer points is on par.
Yeah, I think with Disruptors, like you can hit mad damage with Disruptors, but again, if you're being pushed by three people at the same time, the cock action between like each shot, and like that you have to hit with it.
You do. You need to hit a massive number straight off it, and if you hit a 9,
the amount of 9s I've hit.
You're just fuming like it's game over, mate. You might as well quit. Like, it's done.
Yeah, it's inconsistent. I think it's I don't really understand why. Like a shot, I can take the same shot twice, and it feels like he just does what he wants.
Exactly. It's weird. It's a weird one, but I do enjoy it. Out of all the shotguns, I do enjoy it, but yeah, it's just too inconsistent.
Yeah, I do think I've been being mean to shotguns here because I think like a pubs player looks at a shotgun as like a close range, absolute like white fest gun. Yeah. And it is, but like if you're taking it into like ranked or comp at the higher like thing, when you play against people that can work with distances and angles and stuff, they just become so much less effective. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Okay, right then, next in we're going with the Prowler.
Oh, it fucking slaps, man. It slaps so hard.
That once again, it goes back to once again skill to use because I think for someone who's not very good, potentially doesn't have the confidence with the hip fire, they miss out on it.
Yep.
But it does slap.
Oh, so I did some testing because I was arguing with my friend as to whether that or the car was better. And I'm fairly certain it's 3 or 4 full bursts of red shield.
Yeah.
And like you can do that twice. So you, like in one mag, you can full burst two red shields. Yeah. And, like you have to be hitting with that.
Yeah.
I think burst weapons are so forgiving on controller.
I think it's definitely harder than it used to be. There used to be a time where it was very easy to use, but now I think it is a little bit harder, but it does still the damage that you need. So
it's definitely not as forgiving on MK as well. It's not as easy to track with. I noticed when I swapped over, it was I was like, oh yeah, the Parallax is my favorite gun, and I picked it up, and it was awful for first. It's easy to forget that aim assist can really drag up in close range at times.
Yeah. So I'm looking at potentially C.
Ooh.
Or D. B, sorry. Not B, D, sorry. Ignore me.
I can't put it on Alternator level. Like, I'm taking a Parallax to in-game quite happily.
Oof.
It's the highest DPS SMG in the game if you hit shots with it.
True. Okay,
although the ease of use takes it out of A, I can't have it on, like, Devotion and all that.
No, I'll agree. Can I? Yeah.
B tier is huge.
Yeah, B tier is huge. It's going to go on to another level in a minute. Okay, next up we've got the R99.
The pain.
We already said that it's shocking this season. It's still nice off a drop.
100%.
It does just still blow someone out of the water in the drop.
It's like 180, 190 if you hit every shot.
I mean, I've done a few games where I've taken it a little bit longer, but like it's still not as good. But I feel like he might as well be on the same level as the car.
Yeah. I think the problem is, I think it gets taken a lot still over things like the car simply because everyone's used it for so long.
Yeah.
And you can still do good things with it. It's just I don't rate it anymore.
No, I don't rate it anymore.
I don't understand why they did it so dirty.
They did do it so dirty.
And then they left the vault alone.
And then they left the vault, yeah, but like, do you know what? Energy matter, baby. Okay, next up we've got the 301. Now, we were obviously speaking earlier about how easy it is to use the 301, how easy the recoil is. It obviously doesn't do it doesn't do as much damage as it used to, but it is very easy to use.
Yeah, I think in if you're a good player, you should always be taking the flatline over the 301. But it is just a very reliable, like, you can pick it up any range, any skill level, and just be good with it.
Yeah, I do really like it still.
Yeah, like a barrel stabbing her 3 times, and you're melting at every range.
Yeah.
I just think, like I said, once you've mastered something like the flatline, there's no need to have it anymore. I wouldn't be mad with B, personally.
I'm looking at B again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of how easy it is to use. I know, like say, it does shoot Ps, but, you know, with a purple mag, you can still one-clip someone.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, next up, we have got the Rampage.
Fucking hate this gun.
See, I off a drop again, burn my head up. It's fucking lovely.
Yeah, but
it's very easy to use.
Putting a thermite in it, and do you know what? I can't use it, and I don't know if it's because it's got such a long range, like time between each shot when you're using it normally. I can't hit shit with it.
Oh no, I think it's very easy to use. I really do. I think you literally just keep tapping, dum.
Yeah, it's. But then, like,
but it's not a late gun. It's only early game. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm not taking it any further than that.
I think it does like something like off of that. You can do just as good with something like the G7 or the 30. I'd take over every day off drop.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not putting this one in B. It ain't coming near B. I just think because of how easy it is to kill someone when you do thermite up, it would be harsh to put it
mildly terrifying when someone comes out with a thermite.
You do just die instantly. Like, it's no point in it, especially when in fact you can blow down a door with it.
Yeah, like, holding doors and someone just comes through it.
Which is why I think it might belong in C.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad with that, putting it with a D.
I think, yeah, I do. Okay, next up we're going with the RE45.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
This is another one that's slept on. I think a lot of people leave this behind, and it's almost like, you know, they're taking like sometimes people take like the R9 over it or whatever, and it's no, the RE, it can hold Digi, which is big 100%. This season. And it's got obviously the hammer points ability, and it does still fire like a beast.
Yeah, I think the hammer points. Like, if you run it with something like a charge center and you get that initial crack,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any gun I'd rather have in my hands to just melt through that last bit of like flesh.
Yeah.
Especially with the digi and like the bang meta as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like even without the hammer points, the fire rate and how easy it is to control also makes it very good.
Yeah, I really like the digi on it. I do.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it definitely creep up there more.
And like off a drop as well, like even with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I just 100% still like one of my favorite guns to land on.
Now, the question is, where does it belong?
I'd almost say it goes above the Alternator.
Yeah, I think it's living in our lovely B section.
I do think so. Yeah.
I think it's the B section's a right party.
Yeah.
A right party. I'll tell you that for sure. Okay, next up we got the Sentinel. Senti. We've obviously
It's
to use. Kraber. It's fucking lovely. Charged up, 30 damage. I feel like it's everyone's favorite trick shotters and all that's favorite gun to use. I love using it. To be fair,
it feels so easy to use, like for a sniper.
It does.
Like we said, the longbow feels clunky, and like the Kraber feels like it's got like a little bit more skill to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I ever mess with the Sentinel.
No, I do feel like my shots hit even with like a freaking just iron sight.
Its iron sight's really nice.
Yeah, it hits so much nicer than say something like the longbow. Like I hate using the iron sight on that.
Yep.
But yeah, the Sentinel just seems to hit.
Yeah.
Now, do we feel like it's? I know we obviously mentioned about the damage for the headshot. Do we feel like that belongs in S, or do we feel like it should be an A? That is the question we have.
I don't know.
It's a hard one. I don't know whether.
I find it hard to put any sniper, but maybe I was even kind of against putting the Kraber in S personally, just because I think snipers, again, you do mad damage, but if you knock someone from too far, it's so easy to reset. I'd much rather have a Hemlock with a mid to long range where I can fight.
I think a lot of us just tend to drop off once again with the Senti nearer to their late game again.
Yeah. You don't want to be running around a Sentinel with a 4 times or for like a 6 to 8 on when you get last ring. I'd be happy with A.
I think A as well. Yeah. I think A. I really do. Ooh, Get out of that A. Get out of there. Okay, right. I think we're on our last 3 guns here now. I think.
Yeah.
So we got Spitfire next. Spitfire. It's another one that I think a lot of people sleep on.
It was really good, and then it was really bad, and now I think it's in quite a good spot.
It's in a nice spot, isn't it?
2 times with the barrel stab, and I think it's a solid gun. It feels a bit like the 301, just a bit meatier.
It's just so easy to use though, like hip fire. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, just walk into a room and just keep shooting forever.
Just never stops. It's a fucking new player's best friend.
Yeah.
Like, you can walk around with that. If you're new to Apex, take the Spitfire and just enjoy it. Just hold down that trigger. That's all you got to do.
It does. It feels like a meaty R3.
Now, where do we put it?
I'd be tempted to put it in B again.
Oh my god, B's a right party.
Yeah, I don't think you can look at like the Rampage and the Devotion and go, yeah, the Spitfire belongs there.
True.
It's so easy to use.
Yeah, I think, like
range.
you say, it's so easy to use. There would be Billy putting
and
it
it does decent damage as well, considering like
it does. I mean, I love it with a 3 times
than the R3. It just doesn't fire as fast.
Yeah, but which in some ways can be someone's favour.
It's easier. It's easier to track. Yeah.
Okay, right. Next, we're going to go with the triple take.
Everyone's favourite shotgun.
Triple take is like you say, you can use it close range. Yeah. It's fucking great for poking.
Yeah.
It does a lot of damage when it's got all choked up in its position choke.
Yep.
I really enjoy it.
It really is. Its stocks went up when they stopped it like taking 3 ammo at a time.
Yeah.
Now the shots like only take 1 ammo. It's top tier.
It
not
is,
literally top tier.
No, but you mean like you say. I feel like it once again it's going to look at B.
Yeah, it pokes. I don't think it pokes quite as well as something like the G7 or the 3030, just because of like if you don't get the choke, it can be a little bit hard to hit every shot with it. But it's hip fire like at close range. It literally feels like using the Mastiff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, say someone comes in a building and you fucking have that. It's GG still. You know, you're not upset because it's got a good fire rate as well. It doesn't feel like that long. You got to wait until you can have another shot. It's pretty much like you say, the same sort of speed as a shotgun.
It's like a weird mix between a sniper, a shotgun, and a marksman all in one. Like I can use that at any range and be happy.
Yeah, I think we chuck it in B.
Yep.
And
like
last but not least, we've got the Vault. What we say in. I think Vault, generally, it's not in B. It's got to be A.
I'd say
in my
8,
eyes.
yeah, personally. It's so easy to use. It's
so easy.
It hurts me to put it above the Prowler just because, like I said, I use the Prowler a lot. And like once you get it down, it's undisputably the best. It's just that the Vault, so it doesn't move.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? It doesn't move. It just feels nice.
It does solid damage. It's got a good mag size. Its hit fire is good.
Yeah, it is very much. Like I said, it's just an energy meta season.
I will
really
say
is.
though, I think, like I said, I'm at the point where I'm taking the Havoc over it now.
Yeah.
So I do think it is on an A, but I think there's almost like a tier to that where it's lower down. It's the best SMG, but I think the Havoc can almost take the role of best SMG, but being able to use it at range as well.
Yeah. I think it's close. It's close.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not sad about picking it up at all.
No, I think like you say, you would pick it over a Havoc over it, but someone who isn't very good with a Havoc would be so happy with running around with a Vault.
And I am only taking the Havoc over it with Turbo. For close range. At the minute, my Hemlock Havoc with Turbocharge is my favourite loadout.
Well, this is it. This is our beautiful weapons tier list.
Just looking over, and I think I'm genuinely think I'm okay with that. There was somewhere I'd maybe adjust a few, but I think a lot of it comes down to personal preference.
It does.
It's hard not to look at objective like the Prowler being my favourite gun and being like, yeah, I want that in S.
Yeah, especially you just got to think about what everyone's ability and skill to use, as I keep saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was harder than the Legend one, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more to take into it as to object, like, rather than just being like, this is good.
Yeah.
Is it good for everyone? How is it good? Why is it good?
Definitely. But yeah, guys, that is our weapons tier list video done. If you guys have enjoyed though, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below, and please subscribe your notifications on that way you never miss an upload. Jordan's links will be all down in the description below. But yeah, any final words, Jordan?
Thank you for having me, man. And hopefully I'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
Oh yes, new season soon, new tier list videos. Amazing. Right guys, I'll see you all in the next one.